Can one of you confirm you could hear me? Can you hear me?
Probably can hear you.
Yes or no? Okay. All right. So today we're going to wrap up the scripting, and then I'm going to show you how to trap signals and quit options. Okay. So we are running the script, but we don't know how to quit the script. Okay. Because sometimes if the script gets too long, then you have to give the quitting option. So for that, let me do copy template. So we have our favorite shebang in there, bin bash. Okay, so I'm gonna say here, quitting, quitting the, this is an example of quitting the script. So what you have to do is you have to declare trap. Trap is a built-in one, so there is no way around this. And then you have to say echo, echo equals, then it's just the echo, regular echo. Press Q or Q to quit. Okay. And then right after that, you have to put this there. SIGINT, that means signal interrupt, and SIGTERM, signal termination, SIGTSTP, signal trap. Okay. So then you could have your statement here. You could do while so you open the square brackets and you start typing choices here. Choice, dollar choice is not equal to Q. Q means we will pushing this key later on. And choice uppercase Q. Okay. Then what we're gonna do? The while statement always go with do. While it's doing that, do the following. Okay. So it says echo main menu, then echo. I'm gonna put some stars in here. So it's like echo choice one, choice one. Okay, so choice, what is choice one? And then echo to choice two. echo. Right now, I'm not filling any commands for all these options. And what I'm showing is just how to use the quit option. Okay, then I'm gonna say echo. There is a blank space here. And then I'm gonna say read choice. And then I'm gonna say clear. Then I'm gonna say done. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. So I'm gonna run quit.sh, and since our choices are blank, it's not gonna give any options here. So let's see if we put Q. So when we put Q, it's gonna quit. But let's see, I think I missed something. I missed. Q is quit or exit. Okay, so that's the choice. Is gonna clear. It's gonna done. Okay, let me run it. So it's giving you the choice one, choice two, choice three, and then it's telling you there's an option there for quit. So if I push quit, it will quit the script. So let me run this one. So I'm pushing one, the option keep coming back up. Two, it comes back up again. Three, it comes back up again. When I push Q, it will quit. So let's see if we could edit this. Uh, so we have this option here. So what you could do is you could put down this information here. Let's see here. I'm gonna do backtick here and see what happens. Invalid. What you could do is combine in here. You could start giving the choices here. So you could put down one and echo ls. All these things you could put down in here, and then you would have also a quit option there. Okay, so let's move forward here. I think with this we are done with the scripting. Okay, so I have given you all the scripts that you would ever need. Uh, but what I'll do is if I find something interesting and that is not covered here, then I'll just put it in the chat group. But for now, this is the conclusion of scripting. When did we start this? Anybody in the group tried scripting, worked on it and see if it's making sense? Amir? No? So what I'll do is I just remove this here. Okay, I suppose I could embed this file in here. So this will go with the master file, okay? All right, let's see what else. Okay, now I'm going to focus a little bit about on troubleshooting. So we know we have we work through so many commands and everything, but when it comes to troubleshooting, you just have to use some common sense and just not like restart the system or do anything. Okay, so you have to take it easy, and then you have to work on troubleshooting the stuff calmly. Okay, let's see what I can do. So, Uh, Before that, I think I have to show you what is TCP dump. TCP dump. Okay, so let's see what it is. Which TCP dump? So actually, this is something you have to install. Okay, I'll show you what it is. Ping Google. So we are online. So what I'm going to do is yum install TCP dump. Okay, so so let's see how we're going to use this here. Okay, so uh, okay, so this is a good example here. I'm going to copy this. So what is TCP dump? It is a packet analyzer. So if you're having an issue on the network, what it does is it will um, when you're doing the troubleshooting, what you will do is you will run the trouble TCP dump and capture the packets being sent on the network. So as part of your job, admin group, you're just capturing this information and giving it to the network team. All you're doing. You're not analyzing it. You're not troubleshooting it further. Okay, so we'll see how it goes. So let me type TCP dump -d. So what we have here is we have this information here. In this example, you can see all the interfaces available on this machine. Okay, so how do you know which information interface is this? What you could IPADDR, and you do ifconfig if it's 6. But let's do IPADDR, and you see here it has there is one of them. It says loop back. It's not any of useful. Number 2 is ENP0S3 and ENP0S8. Okay, these are the two interface card we have here on this system. In on the other system, on CentOS 6, how do you know the interface? It will show ETH0 or ETH3 or ETH1. Okay, so let me clear this. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna capture, let's capture some activity here. So what you do is TCP dump hyphen I and any, and then we're gonna redirect it to the, okay, let me just hit enter. TCP dump. So what is happening here is it's capturing the packets here. So I'm gonna put it into some file here. Okay, so it's capturing right now. I'm gonna control and do this here, interrupt this, and then let's go into VITCP dump file here, and you see that there is some network activity going on the network here. So it's capturing the network activity. So what's happening here is there is a date stamp here, up to milliseconds. This is IP address. This is the host name. Okay, and then you have like all this information. I don't even know what some of this information here. It says PTR. We know PTR is a pointer, right? And then this is the reverse lookup name. Okay, and then if there is some real activity, it will capture all that. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to open another terminal and do some crazy activity and see what happens here. Okay, so I'm gonna do ping yahoo.com and then ping google.com, and then I'm gonna clear this, and then I'm gonna install yum install Firefox. I'm gonna say yes. So all this network activity is being captured in this file here right now.
Does this capture only these commands or does it capture data as well? Like if data is flowing on the network, somebody sending file or
You know, honestly, I don't know,
okay.
because what we're gonna do is I'm showing you in the text file here. Usually the TCP dump file is different. It's I was going to come to that. It's .pcap, and the network team have those Wiresharks and all those other software. I've used that at one time, but I'm not using it day in and day out. Most of the time what you do is you will get a request to capture the TCP dump.
Eh, Other question, why
Request
can't
is usually not readable on this system.
so why can't the network team do this by themselves? Why they request
No,
us?
no, I told you admin is every dependent on the Linux admin. They don't have root access to the box.
Okay, okay.
This can be run as a network team, some row access, but most of the time you will get a request to run the TCP dump. So we'll see here, it captured, so this is where we do that Yahoo. So it captured that, it tried to ping Yahoo here, and then Okay, so it captured that the system went on, and then it went to that site, and then this is the site it went to, I think. Yeah. And then it installed all this here. So this is most of the time, they will, what I've noticed is you will get a request to uh, get uh, get the TCP dump file and then give it to the network team. What I heard most of the time is they're trying to see where the network is having some latency issues or the application is not responding. So this is how you gonna do a collaborative work. So if there is a call going on and the network, the application is down, so what happens is the ticket is sent to you, and you take a look here. The first thing you're going to take a look is if the system is up. If the system is up, um, then you contact the application team and say system is up. What's your problem? And they will tell you that it is not working correctly or it's slow. So then you could say, okay, then you get in contact with the network team. Network team, what they do is they will look at the box where it's located and they run their commands and they run their scripts or whatever they have, and they will see if there is a network latency or if there is a problem with the network. And if says the network people says, okay, there is no problem with us, there is no problem with the box, then um, application team and developers, they get involved and see where the problem is. Okay. And then what they will do is how many boxes are having a problem. Is it the same only one box or different box located in different places? So based on that, they will narrow it down. And then then if the network team thinks, okay, we may just need the reboot, they will approve the reboot of the system. But before you do the reboot, you have to make sure their applications has been stopped. So you have to just tell them stop the application, and make sure you get something in the email. Then you start the system. Okay. Don't just restart the system. If somebody send you on the chat, just says, okay, restart the system. Make sure they send you an email or put it in the ticket that there is something you have that they approve the reboot of the system. So this is what the TCP dump is. You most of the time all you have to do is just capture the packet and give it to the network team. And look at this. This file could get big. Okay, it ran only for like few minutes here, and it's already 2.7 megabytes. And it captures all the network activity on it, and then quick team have some tools. They will flush it out garbage information and capture the real information. Okay. All right. So what this does is captures the control D to interrupt or control C. Okay. Okay, so let me clear this. So what else you could do is you could type TCP dump hyphen I, okay, hyphen C and 5. What it does is it will capture the five packets. Uh, hyphen NN. Oh, TCP dump any hyphen C means count and number is 5. So it's going to capture five packets here. So one. So let's see. Did it capture 5? Let's do 2. So it captured 3 packets. Right. I'm listening on any link here. This is 1. This is 2. Okay, yeah. This is 1. This is 2. And this is 3. It captured 3 packets and 11 packets received uh, by filter and 0 packets dropped. So they will look at this here. It will give you a drop, how many packets are coming in and how many packets are being dropped. It will tell you. So this is would be the first indication that there must be a network problem. Okay. Okay, so let me see if I could. Okay, so in here, this is where the packet is starting and this is where it's ending here, I think. Okay, so this part is the timestamp. This is timestamp. Okay. All right. So the next is it says IP. Next is IP. So it's a network layer. IP is a network layer. Okay. So and then you have this here. ZM or the IP address here. Okay. Since we have this. Okay. So this is a host name. This is a host name. Okay. Source. Okay, this is the source host. Okay, and then let's see here. What is this? This one is 192.156.102. So 102 is so what's happening here is now it's bouncing from this one, and then it has a IP 102. What is 102 here? 102 is this is the router API information. So when you run this, it's actually bouncing off from the router. So this is actually a destination. Okay, this is a destination IP. And then it has a flags. What kind of flag is this? Flag is, it says P here. So let me copy that first. Okay, so what we're gonna do is gonna okay cells. Okay, so we're gonna see what these flags are. Okay, the values are, and then type, flag type, and let me see here. Okay, yeah. Okay, I think example here. Let me let me capture this. Okay, so we have here is flag. Okay, value, and then meaning. Okay, so we have sync, it's S, and the meaning is this is a sync packet. We talked about sync ACK, right? I'm pretty sure we talked about this. And the second one would be ACK. That means acknowledged. And then acknowledge packet. Okay, third one is fin, represented by uppercase F, and a finish flag indication. This is finished. And then reset is okay. Reset is reset, and it's represented with R. Okay, and this is what it means. And push means it's being pushed, P. And then it says push immediate push of data from sender. Okay, and then urgent is U. And then none is none. It says A dot. One stretch. Let me save it first. I don't know. I wouldn't want to. Okay, so we are here. So it says flag is P dot. So it's a push. So this information is it's P dot. That means it's none. Okay. All right. So the second one it says is sequence. Uh, okay. This information it has sequence number in there. So sequence is okay. So it is showing you in the either it's between 196 to 568 bytes. Okay, so these are the sequence here. In between them, if the value is normal, everything is working good. So to be honest with you, I'm not dealing with all these values here, but I'm just putting it out there. And then it says acknowledge, and then it has this number here. This is actually AC1 and the value for that. Okay, and then what I have here is win 581. Oh, I'm sorry, 851. So what is win? Win is a window size. This is window size means I think it's referring to the size of the time it's taking to travel. Okay, and here length here is okay. Actually, this is length is a size of a packet. Packet length. So this is the length of a packet. And then there is one more thing called segment size. Okay, segment size. So this packet information doesn't have a segment size, so it's blank right now. So what are the examples? If it's blank right now, but usually it will have some information in there. So it has some TS values in there, and then no, actually. Okay, so you could understand this here. This thing is kind of going into deeper into networking stuff. You know, as an admin or engineer, you don't have to worry about with this because the network is separate. Even if you are a network guru, you won't be having access to the network. Or you know, either you're going to be in a Linux environment or you're going to be in network environment. I have never seen a place where a one person is end all and be all. Usually they don't do it. Most of the big corporations, they have an IT department. What they're using is a ITIL ITIL library of ITIL Foundation best practices. So I think Mazhar, you know much about ITIL, right?
Yes, I do. To some extent, yeah.
So I'm right? So
Yeah.
I mean, for when you follow that process, you have to have a separation of duties, correct?
Yes, that you have separated. Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm let me say it in a let's compare it with the Windows and Linux. So if you are a Windows engineer, you know everything about Windows inside out, and then you are a Linux engineer also, you know everything inside out, and you have all the certifications on Windows and Linux side. And when you go for a job, end up in only in one place, either a Windows person or a Linux person. So whichever pays you high, you probably end up there, which most of the time is going to be Linux. And once you are Linux, you won't have access to the Windows environment. Just and by accident, even if you get the access to Windows, what happens is every 3 months there is an audit going on, and it checks against their job titles and job roles, and then the access you have. Okay, so when the audit is done, your access will be removed if you're not a Windows admin. Okay, so let's move on. So what I'm going to do is you don't have to be capturing the TCP dump on your own machine. You could capture it from your machine, any other machine on the network. So let's see. Let me start a machine here. Okay. Let me start a 6. So while it's doing that here, so let's see here. Let me do TCP dump. TCP dump, okay, hyphen I, any, okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to type it port 80. Port 80. So what's happening here is it's capturing only the information which is on the port 80. So there is no activity on here. So let me do port. What is port 22? Anybody?
Patti.
Yeah.
S-
Port 22
SSH.
is SSH.
SSH, yeah.
Okay, so there is some activity going on here. I mean, this is too much to handle. So what SSH is doing is, even though we are not continuously typing anything, it's still keeping the connection alive. Every so often it's pinging back and forth to the box from putty to the real box. So it has captured quite a bit of information here. Okay, so this is how you're gonna copy this. Copy the specific port. Capture the traffic on specific port. Okay. All right. Okay, so it's taking forever. Okay, so let's see here. Let me copy TCP dump. Okay, and then I'm going to do hyphen I, and then I'm going to capture any packets. And then I'm going to capture about 5 packets. Okay, and then here I'm going to give you the source name, and then the source name is going to be so this has connection to internet. So I'm going to put in the source IP here. Source IP is 192.168.56.123. Okay, and then I can also do the specific port here. So right now, just do this here and see it's listening in there right now. So let's do some activity here. So there is no activity. Let me see. So there is no activity on this box here, so it's not capturing much. So, but let's see here. Let me start the TCP dump here. And then let me start to yum install Firefox. Okay. I'm going to run this and we'll see if it's going to start capturing it. It should have started capturing it here. Hmm. Let me see port 80.
Zafar, by the IP, I think it's 192.168.56.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Let me do this again here. Not capturing it.
Yeah, it should capture by now since you
Yeah, it's not
initiate.
capturing.
Can you ping that? Can you ping that IP?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, I could ping it fine. Let me clear this.
How about from another box? From the 6, can you ping the 7?
Okay, it's installing right now, so let me have it
Okay.
finish. It it may not work because it may be a DNS issue. Dev. Okay, so it's part of bind utilities. Okay, yeah, we may not able to capture the packet because it's not part of a, it's not, it has to go through the DNS. So the system doesn't know where to go for it, even though we could do it ping directly. Let me see here. Okay, this one it kind of captured for you know, once if this is working, you will see actually when you're running this here, you're sitting from the one computer and then running the command to capture the packets or the activity happening on the remote computer. That would be really nice. You will see that. Okay. But anyway, you got the idea that that's how it works. So So if you want to capture the TCP dump specific file, what you have to do is you have to run this command TCP dump C I any. You're capturing 5 packets, right? How are you going to do it? You're going to type -w write and then file x dot pcap. You have to type pcap and then whatever the port you're capturing it on. So if you're capturing this on let's say source machine 192.168 dot what was it 56.123. Okay, so you have to run this command. Okay, so this is TC, this is the command. This is a this is a command. Okay, and then ignore. Ignore means -I. Okay, and then any port. Okay, any. So I'm count packets. So you need hyphen C5. So if you don't put down count, so it's going to be any count unless you cancel it. Okay. What is happening is write to file. And then source. Source IP is where are you capturing this from? So you have to type src 192.168.56.123. Okay, file type. So the file type is .pcap. Okay.
The source IP address is the destination
Destination, yeah.
or the where the request would be initiated for anything, right?
Yeah, this would be far away, not the local. Not local.
Interesting. Like if in even in the same LAN, if I am saying okay, let's say ping or any other command, if I run the server and I'm listening to this dot 123 and somebody say ping from this 123, that will be captured, right?
Yeah, the activity will be captured.
Okay.
But I'm not able to demo here because we don't have like an absolute network setup here.
Okay.
If you already have one of those DNS things set up here, I have it here, but I forget which one is going where. We could probably try doing that, but you could try on your own and see. Most of the time it works. Whenever I run some commands on my network here, it works at work. Okay, so to read let's see, did it capture anything? It's not. So let's see here. Okay, let me do some activity here. Okay. So to read the file, what you have to do is just type tcp dump -w and then read the file here. No. TCP dump filex filex.pcap. Okay, look here. When it's running this here, the user is the TCP dump. Okay, and it will create the pcap here. when you're creating the TCP dump file. I think to read the file, you have to type TCP dump -nn name node -r to read, and then file x. How you actually capture and read the file. Yeah, most of the time, I am files is like I really don't like this. This is where you could use a file here. This is an example of one of these files here. We could use the parsing. Remember, we used parse. We used IFS file to do this here, right? Let's see here. Okay, VI. So let's see if we could do this. Quit. Enter the parse, it's comma, and then the file name, file x dot pcap. Okay, so we can't read that. Okay, so you just can't cat the TCP file name for you to be able to read the TCP file pcap name. You have to do this clear, and then you're gonna go to TCP dump.txt. Okay, now you could do TCP dump one dot. So it has this information here, right? So let's see if we could run our IFS. Okay, and then what was it? Echo, if you're doing spaces, echo space space like this, and then the delimiter is O. It's gonna fail. Enter the file name. I'm gonna type TCP dump one.txt, and then echo ambiguous redirect.
Just by the file name TCP dump, you're missing the P.
Yeah. I just can't type P in there anymore. What did I say? It was echo, right? You have to type echo to do that. Like this. Okay, yeah. Okay, there you go. It's kind of screwed up here a little bit because you have to determine what each column is. But it work though. It worked here. Definitely use this script and keep running this command here. And if you want to parse it, you could definitely use this here. It doesn't matter. Why is it saying host name is this here? Because this is the first item in there. So what you could do is you could go into your IFS file. So you just have to determine here what you're going to be using this as. So very first item is a timestamp. So what you could do is timestamp. Type timestamp. Okay, and then what is the second item in here? IP address. It's good. And then the third item is source IP. Okay, and then what is the fourth item is flags. Oh God. Okay, and then okay, and then sequence. And then the third one is acknowledge. And then the fourth one is window length. Okay, okay. So okay, so disk data 1. All this doesn't matter. Data 2, data 3. And we have a very high chance that this is going to work the way we want. Okay. Okay, so let's run this. And then the name of TCP dump1.txt, right? And then what are we parsing? What are we using a delimiter as? Space, and hit enter. Okay. So here, look at this. This looks like a junk file here. Now, what you have successfully did is you have successfully parsed the file, and then that way you know what is going on here. So you have timestamp is this here is capturing IP address. It's doing this. Source IP is this, and then the flags. These are a little bit up and down here. So why is it up and down? Because you have to actually sit down, capture one of these here, and see what each space is here. When we use this one here, this is one information, and the moment another information, the moment you have space here, that way based on that you could define in here. On that you could define in here. The very first one is space. Timestamp is good. The second is the IP address is good, and then you could do IP here, so it will capture this part, and then you could do the destination and all those here. So you guys are getting this, right? What I'm trying to say is this is what you make up here, but the script is working. Okay, so wherever the delimiter is, it will capturing that. Now it has a multiple delimiters here. I'm not sure how that would work. We'll try to do this. Enter a file to parse. TCP dump. Okay, and enter the delimiters. Well, let's try passing two. Okay, it doesn't work. So what you could do is you could redirect to the another file here. Once you capture that, then what you could do is you could capture the capture these as a redirectors here. So let's see. And then I'm going to go with comma here. So
Zafar, but the delimiter, I think you have to mention in double quotes.
no, txt. Here, space, and then semicolon, and let me give this here. See what happens. No, it's not working. Okay, it kind of worked here. For timestamp, it's capturing the very first line. And wherever the comma is, that's where it's breaking up the line. So from here to here to here, it's capturing as one part, and then this is a comma. So it's going into, so where does the comma starts? The comma starts here, so it's going to be a second record here. Sequence. And then where is another comma? It starts here, acknowledge 65. So from here to here, it's putting in here. Oh, did it miss? Okay, yeah, this one is right here. This one, acknowledge 208. And then window size is this one here. So in essence, what you have to do is you have to take a little bit of time and figure out which delimiter you have to use at the moment. And you could definitely play around in here and see how you want to do it. Maybe let's see if we could do two delimiters here. Okay. Okay, what do you think? Let's take a shot. Let's put a file name tcpdump1.txt. Okay, enter a delimiter. I'm going to give a space. And it's asking for the second delimiter. So let me put the comma. And did it work? It kind of worked partially. It didn't took the first one, it took the second delimiter. You guys get the idea, right? What I'm trying to show you is this is how the scripting works. So most of the time you have to take a little bit of time and work patiently on working script. So I'm pretty sure when you practice this, you will get the idea. All right, let's move on. Okay, so in the ticket, you will get a request as send us the packet capture for PCAP for the following information. They'll give you the host and destination. So what you have to do is you have to follow up. Once this document is done, this is pretty good source. How you would run TCP dump. If not, you could put in Google and get a lot of information from it.
So Zafar, just capture the packet and make a PCAP file and send it back.
Yeah, then make a PCAP file and put it in temp folder.
Okay.
Everybody has access to temp folder. Just put it in temp folder. Don't email it in the email or anything. Just put it in temp folder and reply to the ticket. It says request complete. Check the temp folder. That's it.
Okay.
So the temp folder, uh, how do you see the size of a folder?
Windows.
No, in Linux here.
Okay. I think we studied in the beginning that we cannot have the size of a folder unless we use some
You're right.
tools.
You're right. It won't show you. It's every time it's going to show is 4K because it's reading just the structure of the folder, not the content of the folder.
It consider it as a file basically. So.
Yeah.
Then what it shows after a user and a group, what is 93 then?
What 93? Where?
Right there where you did a ls to the directory /m. If you look at it, the result, the outcome will be like root and it says 93 before the date.
Right here, this one, right?
Yeah, right there.
I don't know. Uh, yeah, 93 is just the size.
So probably there is nothing in the temp directory right now. Probably there's like some small files, that's why the size is like 93.
Ninety-three is actually the size of the folder. Because dot dot is a present working directory, right? And dot dot is a previous working directory. Do you remember dot is being a present working directory and dot dot is previous working directory?
Yeah, that's correct.
So actually you could definitely see the size of the folder here. Let me create a file. Uh, let's try using dd command. It's not. It says 106 here, so maybe this number is going up because just to hold this information in the folder here, just this line here that what this information is, size is going up. Most of the time, system folders and all these, you don't really fool around with too much. That's how things are gonna be. Okay, so Okay, let me put the list of some of the commands I already have here. And okay, I want to end this today, so I'm not, these are like self-explanatory, and then just go through them and see. I mean, you should be able to do this on your own here. I would say don't worry too much about this. You don't get too many requests. You'll get like one request a month or something. Once you run it successfully, make sure you save it in your documents here. Very first day on the job, whatever you find out, whatever they're doing it, start capturing it into the files here. Okay, next week we're gonna work on VMware. I think I already have it installed here. Uh, VMware. I'll that, and then you guys download and install that VMware. What I'm talking about.
Is it paid or free, Zafar bhai?
Free. Okay, VMware vSphere client and VMware workstation. So you have to install two. Since I installed it, it's on 15, version 15. Oh, okay, so everybody has a Windows machine, right? Windows laptop.
Yes.
Okay, so go to downloads and download now. What is the size? Oh, size is not that big. Copy link. Okay, I'm going to put it in chat. That's the VMware, and then what else we need is vSphere. vSphere. And then VMware vSphere hypervisor vCenter. Okay, so that's that, and then we don't need a hypervisor. We need vCenter. That's all we need. So go to downloads. So only two. You guys are downloading only two items. Okay, don't get confused here. I think I confused you all. VMware vCenter server and modules. No, not appliance.
It will ask you to register. Should we create account with the email address?
No. Is it asking to create account?
Yeah, it's asking to welcome to my VMware and email address and password. Don't have an account, sign up now.
Okay, yeah. So sign up with that new email address that you have a mark for us. I just want you to keep it separate. So if it tells you to sign up. Do you have an option to skip?
No.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I have a desktop version.
The moment you click that link, and it will say, well, take you to the actual site, welcome to my VMware, and that's where only two options.
Yeah, don't install it. What I'll do is I will upload on the site and then I'll give you the link to download it.
Okay.
Okay, so I will do that.
Although there's no harm to register even if we have to. We can try when you upload sometime when you try to install it asks that ID again. Let's see.
Okay.
We'll wait for you upload basically and then we'll go from there.
So how is this product look like virtual box?
Yeah, it's like a virtual box, but it's much advanced. Virtual box, and it's for just for the home users or small people. People who cannot take any risk, they use VMware, and it's very expensive to implement.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get that done for next week, and then we'll work on it. And I think we are done with the Linux part. We have done TCP dump and everything. What I'll do is I have a lot of troubleshooting commands in here. So what I'll do is I'll just put in troubleshooting commands in here and the description how you would do that. That way you could just learn those on your own. Okay.
Right.
Okay, let me do it now. Some of them you may not gonna be able to, some of them you may not know what it is. This is swap on and swap off. What I'll do is I'll clean this up and put some description what you're doing in there. Okay. Last log. If not, you know what? Actually, let me go through these steps next week so that you would know. See, these are widely used. Some TCP commands I use sometimes. You have a TCP dump -w, the file name you want to write it to, and then the source Ethernet port and the source IP and the port name, and then the destination IP and destination port name. So what you could do is you could like capture traffic between two not your own box, two different boxes on the network. So you are running the command from your box on two other boxes. When they are communicating with each other, you could capture the traffic like that too. You don't have to capture the traffic between your box and the destination box. You could capture the traffic between the source box and the destination box, which will not be the ones you're working from. Okay, so I think we're mostly done with this, and hopefully I'll go over a little bit real fast about troubleshooting, and then from there, maybe next Saturday we'll start VMware. Okay, and when the recording is available, I'll upload it. Any questions? Okay, no questions means everybody have a good weekend.
You do the same. Take care, Zafar. Bye.
Okay, love.